DECA is amazing. Hello, my name is Hannah Kaur, and over the course of the past few months, I have completed comprehensive background research and created a strategic integrated marketing campaign that will effectively promote the nonprofit fundraising and community wellness event, Pedal for Prevention. I'm especially excited about promoting Pedal for Prevention because it addresses a very prominent issue in our society today: substance abuse. In 2017, substance abuse levels among youth aged 12 to 18 hit a record low of 15%. A record low that still meant every 1 in 7 young people were impaired by substance misuse. With the legalization of marijuana, normalization of binge drinking, and growing popularity of vaping, fundraising and awareness events like Pedal for Prevention are necessary to grasp this epidemic of addiction by the handlebars. Just last fall, over 100 community members, including myself, came out for the first ever Pedal for Prevention fundraising and community wellness event. Though prevention and environmental change to make progress on these issues takes more than just one team of cyclists. So this year, let's start riding towards a drug-free future by implementing a comprehensive marketing campaign to establish the event as an annual tradition, raise the number of participants, and push the fundraising goal to new lengths. Today, I'm excited to take you through the process of the project and demonstrate the benefits of implementing this integrated marketing campaign personalized specifically for Pedal for Prevention and its target audience. Much like reviewing the trail map before the start of a cycling event, let's first take a look at the overall marketing strategy map for the Pedal for Prevention event. As you can see, the first half of our journey and those first 3 stops are more focused on background research and understanding what the event is, what its goals are, and who should be in attendance. The second 3 events in the later half of the marketing strategy trail map address the campaign itself, including the activities, the finances, and how we can evaluate if it was not successful. Without further ado, let's pedal towards our first stop on the map and answer the question, what is Pedal for Prevention? This year, the second annual Pedal for Prevention will be held on Saturday, September 25th, and hosted by Lakes Area Community Coalition, a grant-funded nonprofit focusing on preventing substance abuse, especially among youth. The nonprofit services 4 communities in southeastern Michigan, including Wixom, Walled Lake, Commerce, and Wolverine Lake. The Pedal for Prevention trail ride will be using the Michigan Airline Trail and start in downtown Wixom. Then cyclists will pedal for 11 miles through all 4 of the communities serviced by Lakes Area Community Coalition. Other event activities such as resource tables, live music, and food trucks will also be on site. Now that we have an idea of what Pedal for Prevention is, let's take a look at what the purpose of the event is and what we hope to gain from it, and by extension, the marketing campaign. The very first objective is raising community engagement as well as brand recognition. For a local organization like Lakes Area Community Coalition, it's especially important with these larger events to make a good impression on the communities it serves. So raising that brand recognition, promoting community engagement, having people who are participants in Pedal for Prevention later be volunteers for other events is very important. The second main objective is fostering at least 20 positive, sustainable relationships with municipalities, local businesses, and other nonprofits working in the area. These partnerships are not only important for the Pedal for Prevention event in terms of fundraising, venue organizing, and promotion, but also important to the coalition as a whole, as these sustained partnerships can lead to meaningful collaborations. And finally, what is a fundraising event without a fundraising goal? That final objective is to raise at least $10,000 through hosting this event. The $10,000 will not only go towards funding future initiatives hosted by Lakes Area Community Coalition, but also some of that money will be used to put permanent signage along the Michigan Airline Trail, which will house resources related to substance abuse, mental health, and prevention. Those resources can then be accessed by community members at any time. Now that we are understanding what the goals are, who should be in attendance to make sure that these goals are met, and the purpose of the event to spread awareness about substance abuse is achieved. Well, the primary focus group that we would really like to have at the event are families from those 4 communities serviced by Lakes Area Community Coalition. Now, the actual target market analysis that you'll see focuses more on the parents, and we're looking at the parents who have large social networks, who are involved in community events already, who aren't afraid to start the conversation about how important substance abuse prevention is. And we're also looking for people who really care about community health and community wellness, as well as their own personal well-being and their family's well-being. Now let's transition over to the campaign itself and what will be entailed within that campaign. The campaign will last 6 weeks and be split up into 3 segments. Each segment will focus on one of the main types of marketing, either social media, videography, or print. And each segment will also build on the segment before it, meaning that by the time that we get to the very last segment that's focused on print and external promotion, there will also be simultaneous promotion going on via social media and utilizing videos. The reason why it's structured in this 3-segmented approach that focuses more on one marketing technique than the others at that specific moment in time is to make it more manageable for the marketing staff. So during those first 2 weeks, the marketing staff are really thinking about social media and cross-networking and day of event marketing and planning out those posts and scheduling them. They're getting really good at the social media marketing. So that way, when we introduce video marketing and introduce that new focus of videography and producing 30-second videos and that really resonate with our audience, they're able to then dedicate that time to making those high quality videos with a local videographer, because now they know how to do the social media really well. And so these are continuations, and this allows for steady progress. In addition, once we get to those last 2 weeks in that final segment, it truly is an all-out push for promotion for Pedal for Prevention, because you're going to have social media, videography, and print going on all at once, which makes for a really robust, multifaceted, integrated marketing campaign, which will not only capture the attention of the target market, but also the attention of anyone who really is interested in prevention, in community wellness, or just getting involved. So those are all great things to point out. Now that we've covered those things kind of on a hierarchy level, let's look at some very specific examples to help contextualize what some of the campaign activities might look like. So first, I have a poster here that might be hung in either a community recreation area or in a downtown business, just kind of letting folks know what is Pedal for Prevention, what to expect, and when it is. Over here, I want to draw your attention to these 2 social media posts. This first one is aimed at engaging with the community. You'll see that there are 2 free event tickets given to the winner of someone telling us why they're so excited for Pedal for Prevention in a 30-second video. Of course, that not only engages with our online community, but it also allows us to use that 30-second video then in the video marketing portion of our campaign and throughout, really. And then over here in this social media post, the verbiage of "together is the only way we can fight substance abuse" is very targeted towards our target market of parents. We're really telling parents, we're here for you. We've got the resources. Let us help. How can we help? And then also we have external promotion, One great resource is the Spinal Column, which is a local newspaper and actually distributes news to those same 4 communities that Lakes Area Community Coalition services. So that's a great resource to just have everyone know about the event, when it's happening, what's going to be going on there. We also have some billboards in the area which could be utilized, as well as leveraging our personal networks and the relationships with the coalition that they're building with broadcasting on local stations, and especially through community organizations like schools and municipalities is important. I also briefly mentioned day of marketing as part of that social media phase and starting to plan out that day of marketing. So day of marketing can mean any number of things, including a Snapchat filter, a Twitter hashtag, but another one we wanted to incorporate was TikTok challenge examples. TikTok is a very popular platform among Generation Z. And while our target market are parents, when we have families and when we have kids showing up to the Pedal for Prevention event, we want to recognize that audience and let them use their voice in this very important issue about substance abuse. So making sure we're getting everyone involved in TikTok on day of is really a great way to do that. Now let's move into the financials. So the total campaign will cost around $5,200, but it really is an all-encompassing price. And I say this because marketing staff members, we're expecting them to put around 72 hours in over the course of 6 weeks. And that would include working on the design of posts, the design of videos, the design of print marketing, so design work, as well as analysis work when we're looking towards those key metrics, how can those be measured? So that's accounted for, as well as administrative work, making sure that we're keeping up posting frequently and often, staying at front of mind, as well as just like promotional work. So who's out there making those connections, doing the sponsorships, showing people what we're all about. And so that's all accounted for there. In addition, we have video costs and printing costs. Both of those are maybe a little bit higher than you would expect, but it's because we're using local videographers and local printers. Because I believe that a community event like Pedal for Prevention that is expecting the community to show up for it should also be showing up for the community. And so that's a great way, a mutually beneficial partnership that we're able to cultivate with the community and really make a good impression as well for Lakes Area Community Coalition. And then finally, the miscellaneous category is about a 4.8%. So again, that budget is pretty flexible. A final thing to know about the cost is that this is the second year of what we hope to be a reoccurring tradition annual event. And the second year is really crucial. It's basically the make it or break it year for these annual events. And so it is important that we are spending the money to get people excited, get people out there, and get people saying, when is the next Pedal for Prevention? Another thing to note is with annual events, there is the opportunity to reuse some of the marketing material. So maybe that initial sticker price of a little bit over $5,200, you can see the value and how that could be stretched with continuous use of those video marketing strategies or those social media posts. And then finally, our last stop is evaluating how we know if our campaign was successful or not. And this all goes back to those 3 main objectives that I talked about earlier. So the very first objective was increasing brand recognition and community engagement by at least 15%. And there's a few different ways we can track this. The first way is through a brand recognition survey measured on weeks 1 and 6 and then being compared. Community engagement can go across virtual platforms in the form of web traffic, likes, shares, and clicks, but also in cost per lead and customer lifetime value. Does someone first participate in Pedal for Prevention and then become a sponsor later? Or do they continue to interact with the coalition? Those are all really important considerations. The second objective is those community relations, which can be tracked in a spreadsheet form. And again, just tracking those motions. And then finally, the donation totals correspond to that last objective. So all I have to say as we cross our finish line together is let's put the pedal to the metal with this comprehensive integrated marketing campaign. I really appreciate all your time today and look forward to working with you in the future.